Thanks.
Richard, you have to be so pleased. Tell us your thoughts on today.
Well, yeah, obviously I was pleased. I got to watch Katie, and she was fantastic, and I knew what I had to do. I was lucky that I got to go last, and so I just really took my time. I wasn't worried so much about the time fault because Katie had the one-time fault, so I tried to be kind of in the ballpark. And then if I had a rail on course, I was going to pick it up a little bit. But luckily, he was on a rail. I mean, really, it was mine to lose because he was just a machine to me.
How much did having Apache go earlier, how much did that kind of give you an idea of what to do and where to go and what the areas of difficulty?
Well, more than anything, that helped to wake me up because I rode dreadfully. So then, when it came time for Bristol, I made sure that I was really focused and I tried to do my job and ride a little better, and that helped a lot.
Now, he did the Grand Prix yesterday, and he's 14, and I'm just wondering, this is kind of a grueling course, that do you worry at all when he goes out there, what it might be?
Well, I worry every time. Yeah, I worry every time he goes out, every time he comes out of the stall. But he is, I would say, the fittest horse in show jumping. I think that anyone would argue with that.
He didn't look tired today.
No, he does probably Grand Prix day alone. He probably works for 3.5 hours. So he is he's a fresh one. So really today was kind of an easy day for him because before the class he was only lunch for 30 minutes instead of 40. So he's very fit, and that's not really a concern, his fitness and doing that kilometer. He can do that with his eyes closed. But obviously he's very precious to me, so I want to be careful with him. But if I'm going to skip a class, it's going to be a $30,000 class, not $175,000.
And Katie, how do you feel? You must be really happy with your results today.
I'm really happy with my horse. He's his first Derby, and I love Derbies, so I was very happy to have a horse that I thought I could be competitive on. But he showed me some real courage out there at all the natural jumps. He never hesitated, and I think the next time he'll be even better. So now I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, what have you planned with him?
I don't know. I've got to go home and look at the prize list and rethink this all now that I know I have a Derby horse.
Awesome. And Lauren, how do you feel? I think you were in this spot again last year, correct?
In a different class. Actually, last year in this Derby, I had a horrible ride.
Oh,
so it was really nice to redeem myself.
Sorry. So you must be happy then with her and yourself? Yeah.
Yeah, no, she went really well. I was very happy with my horse.
Was this Derby any more different? I'm just wondering that in the past, I mean, I noticed that there were just the one clear and the time fault in that, but was it a little more difficult than for those of you who've done it before?
I wouldn't say it was more difficult. This is always a very strenuous class, and the difficult permanent jumps are just difficult. I mean, the Grob that's the hardest Grob. I just came back from doing with Apache the Hamburg Derby, and that Grob is like Kinderspiel compared to this Grob. So it's a very difficult class. That Grob is very difficult, and coming down the bank and just the length of it, and it's very rigorous for both horse and rider. So it really flushes out the faults.
And I thought that this I don't remember when the course change actually happened, but I remember in the past coming toward home through the Grob was possibly a little easier than at the very end of the course going away. Even if it's not the Grob, that's the next one. No,
so we'll come back to that one.
It's been a while since I've been in them. But yeah, I felt like going away through the Grob right at the end of the course made any horse that was sort of getting tired and giving up, gave him the excuse to say, okay, now I've had enough here. A lot of horses did 2 strides and 2 strides, which I thought was, several did. Several, which meant they just at that time in the course they didn't want to go forward anymore.
Well, it is a different layout. I mean, it's a different approach because the bank's so early now compared to former times, and the double of Liverpool's are so early, but they also took their toll today.
Oh, yeah.
What is it about, I've seen them jump, when they're meter 60 and, 2 officers, and it's, it's a problem, but never as much as it seemed to be today. Was there something
The
different?
Liverpool's
Yeah.
is very short inside,
Yeah.
very short. And so where you would normally want to ride forward with the horse looking at those double Liverpools, if you wanted to jump it clean, you couldn't ride forward. I thought you rode so brilliant. They'd come in real short. The horse didn't hesitate, jumped way over it. He gave it a brilliant ride. But you couldn't come in fast or you were cooked.
Richard, how would you sum up your entire week here at the National? I think there's a lot, so is it one of your better Nationals that you can remember?
It was spectacular. I mean, I couldn't be any happier. That what was I have to say very rewarding for me is that the horses were great from that arena to this arena to that arena across the board. The horses were fantastic. I spent about 7 weeks in Europe after Florida, and had 3 horses there: Bianca, Cristallo, and Apache, and all the rest were pretty much hanging out, eating, just on ice. And so to have them come cold here and perform this well is, I was ecstatic.
Can I ask you a question about the road jump today, especially with Katie and Richard here? It was interesting because on the course, that's often looked upon, well, here's the gimme, and even we commented on air that it's a foot shorter getting up there than it was in the early derbies because of all the sand and top dressing we put on. But it's still a distance that folks question when they're riding it, isn't it?
Well, I blew it on both horses. There's no question.
Me too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well done, Lauren.
And you know what? Last year I blew it, so it's tricky, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, it's right on 3.5.
Right.
So you think your horse is going to do one thing coming up, and then, so that's in your mind, but then something else happens, so then you can doubt yourself, and that never goes well.
And half strides are always good.
Yeah, it's indecision is dangerous in this sport.
But you liked it this year. You remember
Yeah, I
perfectly.
did. Last year I was, I went inside from 2 over to the table, and I got, I didn't get her straight enough, and so she ended up chipping in A, and I had A down, amongst a bunch of other fences. That was the start of it. So this year I was happy that I rode it the way I wanted to, and she left the ground when I thought she was going to, and so it was easy.
We can thank Pamela Brothers for that distance.
You definitely have to have a plan. It's not a gimme. It's not a freebie.
Further questions? Great. Well, congratulations to everybody. Nice way to finish off this afternoon. I'm sorry the weather wasn't better for the fans,
I think we were
but
lucky with the weather.
we were.
Yeah.
But normally, as you well know, we had 26,000 people out today, and that was good for the attendance. But when you're riding in July, hopefully it'll be a sunny day and a bigger crowd. Congratulations.
Thank you.